All right, so let's jump on. What did we discuss in our last class? Okay, what else? Okay, let's have a quick shoot up round. So if you create a load balancer, what is load balancer called in EC2? Elastic load balancer, ELB. So if we create an ELB, how do we access ELB? Using URL. So that URL looks good or it looks nasty? Nasty URL. So will you give that nasty URL to the customers? No. So how do you do the makeup for that? In Route 53. So if someone asks you what is Route 53, what do you say? What is Route 53? It's a DNS service in AWS. So why it is 53 there? Port number. What port number? DNS port number. Excellent. So DNS port number is 53. That's the reason why we have Route 53. So in Route 53, what do we create? Records. Excellent. We create records. Okay. And then we discuss about the VPC. So whatever you create the entire infrastructure should be inside the VPC or without VPC? Inside the VPC. So everything should be inside the VPC. And VPC is regional or global? Hey, by the way, Route 53 is global. Route 53 is global. Please write it down somewhere. Route 53 is global. So how many VPCs you can create per region? 5. And every region has a default VPC. Yes. Is it easy for you to go and set up your own VPC for the first time? No. So which is a VPC that we should be using? Default VPC for some time. Once we discuss more about the VPC, we'll create our own VPCs later. Good. And then you have on-premises and then you have AWS. Generally, how do you connect from your on-premises to AWS? Using shared internet. In that shared internet, what do you create? VPN. What is the full form of VPN? Virtual Private Network. So using VPN, it's a private network in the shared internet. Correct? So is it recommended? So let's say for a few companies, if they don't want to have this shared internet concept, if they want to have a dedicated connection, what is a service that you recommend? Direct Connect. And then, so I have an application in one region. And how do you provide low latency across the world? Using CloudFront. CloudFront has what? Edge locations. What does the edge locations do? It will cache it. So it will cache only static data, dynamic data, or both? Both. Very good. These edge locations are completely managed by AWS. Is it possible to choose separate edge location on each and every region? No. So how do you choose the edge locations? Based on continent. So you want it for Asia, you want it for Europe, or you want it for where? So you can get it. In CloudFront, what do we create? Distributions. What do we create? Distributions. So for how long your data will be cached in edge location? You should say based on TTL. 12 hours is an example. How many times should I? 12 hours is an example only. Okay, I'm giving an example as 12 hours. So whenever someone asks you in an interview or in a certification question, based on how much time your data is cached in your edge location, you should say based on the TTL. If I put TTL as 10 hours, it is 10 hours. If I put the TTL as 5 hours, it's 5 hours only. If I put the TTL as 0, will it be cached? No cache. Simple. And another question. Is it possible to restrict few places using CloudFront not to access your applications? What is that called? Geo restrictions. Excellent. And how does your application will be delivered. How does your data will be delivered through the edge locations? Using CDN. What is the full form of CDN? Content Delivery Network. Yesterday, you gave a feeling that, Amma, this CloudFront is very difficult. Now we are answering. Huh? Very good. Nice. Super, guys. So these are all the possible questions that you will get it from CloudFront for now. There is one question also Akhil is asking. So if I have a TTL value as 10 hours, for example, I have puppy.jpg, which is deployed in the application is deployed and it is cached in the edge locations. Immediately, I need to change that image. Will you able to change it? No. How do we do it? Using invalidate cache. So we can invalidate the class. And also, guys, technically in certification, they'll ask this twist. Is it possible to write on edge locations? You are saying no, but you are going invalidating, You are going invalidating, the cache. That meaning you are modifying the edge locations. No. Is it possible to modify and write on the edge locations? Answer is yes. Answer is yes. That might be a certification question. Okay. All right. So very good. So let me share my screen. Chitty, can you please confirm? Can you see my screen and can you hear me well? Thank you. All right. So next thing that we're going to talk about is why not? Tomorrow is what, yeah? Yes, we have Ravichandra. I'm not getting geo restrictions. There is a question from Satim. I'm not getting geo restrictions. What do you mean by geo restrictions? Yeah, I'll explain in very short. In case you want your application to be accessed by everyone in the world, you want to access your application everywhere in the world except Japan. Can you do that? Using that is nothing but geo restriction. So some geographical place you can restrict it. That is called geo restriction. So invalidate cache. Invalidate cache meaning by default, when you're setting up the distribution, you will be creating a distribution and you will be setting a TTL value as certain hours, certain time, maybe 5 hours, 6 hours, 10 hours, 12 hours. So all your data will be cached in the edge location for 12 hours. And in your application, if you change any data, will that be available? Will your customer will see the latest data? No, they don't able to see it. Why? Because all your data is cached in the edge location. Edge location is serving to your customer. No, your origin application is serving to the customer? No, your edge location is serving to the customer. So if you update your application here in origin, will it be updated in edge locations immediately? No. How long will it take to immediate update? After 12 hours, after the TTL value. So if you don't want to wait for 12 hours TTL value, and if you want to immediately do the modifications on edge locations so that your customer can see the latest data, then what you should do? Invalidate the cache you need to do. That is called invalidate. Apurva. Okay, guys. Now let's jump on. So do you all agree that we'll be working in AWS Management Console? Everyone knows that's AWS Management Console, right? So it is a console which is provided by the AWS. So we'll be logging into that console and then we'll be working it. So do you know that everyone need to sign up to the console? everyone, we need to what to do? Sign up to the AWS console. How you're registering, how you're signing up to your Google account, how you're signing to your Yahoo account, how you're signing up to some other different websites, right? The same way you need to sign up to the AWS console. Chitti, you join some company. You join some company. In your company, will you be using company provided account or will you be using your own account? Company provided account. Will you be using your own account? No. So that meaning your company will be signing up for a AWS console. In that AWS console, they will create users for you. Correct? Do you have your own separate account? No. So company has one main account, and inside that main account, what they do? They'll create a users for you. Yes or no? Yes. So here, now you are in my company. I'm your manager. So all you 150 people, so you're working for me or for my project. So what I'll do, I have my own account. As a company, I'll be having my AWS account. So will I ask everyone for you to go and set up your own accounts and come to me and work? No. What should I do? I will be creating users in my company account so that you will be logging into my account, to the company account, using the username and password that I have created. So all these logins, all these users, there is one service where you can manage all these users. And that service name is IAM. What is that? IAM. The full form of IAM is Identity and Access Management. Identity and Access Management. IAM. Okay. So Identity and Access Management. So many people will call this as IAM. Please don't call it as IAM. You are not in UK. UK people will call it as IAM. Right? So don't call it as IAM. So call it as IAM. Right? Identity and Access Management. So the example that I took, the company will have the main account. And inside that main account, I'll be creating the users. That is your account. So basically, how many types of accounts you see here? 2 types. One is the main account and another the users that I create. You here, users and account both are same. I can call it as users also. I can call it as account also. So here I call it as the main account. I call it as root account. What account? Root account. In the root account, I'll be creating the users in which service? IAM service, right? I'll be creating the users in IAM service. No, that is why that users are called IAM users. That users are called IAM users. So there are 2 types of accounts. What are those? Root account and IAM account. Or you can call it as root user or IAM user. Tell me what is those? What are the 2 accounts? Root account and IAM account. Or you can call it as root user or IAM user. Got it? I'll write it. So, so company will have one root account. So AWS will have the company has a root account. So company will have one account, correct, Chitty? One company account. And that account is called it as a root account. So inside that, what do we create? Inside the root account, what do we create? IAM users we create. Excellent, excellent. So I'll create an IAM users. So these IAM users, who are all these IAM users? Employees, right? Here you will be joining in my team, right? For example, I need the names, few names. Give me some names, yeah? Apurva. I got habituated. Approval. You know, right? Okay. Apurva. Okay. And then Karthik, Ramya, Shashi. Damodar. I pull Damo. Damo is my friend. Okay. Who is Damodar? Oh, you. Okay, good. Is my college mate. Okay, anyway, so we have these people, guys. Apurva. All these names, all these users, what are all these users? IAM users. All these are all IAM users. Now, for Apurva, let's say he has logged into my account. I have created an Apurva IAM user and he has logged into my account. So what are the services that I can give the permissions to him? I need to give permissions, no? So Apurva has logged into my account. I need to give permissions to him. So what kind of services? So let's give, you know the services, right? Tell me what kind of services we'll give permissions to Apurva, EC2. Okay, we'll give permission to EC2. So Apurva can log into my account and he can access only EC2. So we can set permissions. Yes. So for Karthik, someone said S3. For Ramya, Beanstack. For Shashi, light cell. For Damu, can I call it as, can I give admin permissions? I can give permissions, admin permissions, no? Guys, sir, your friend, that is why you give admin permissions. Okay, you got this? So what we can do is, we can create the IAM users and we can give the permissions. Here, permissions is nothing but policies. Can I say permissions is nothing but policies only? Yes. So permissions and policies both are same. So permissions is equal to policies. What are these policies? When we go a little bit deeper, we'll talk about it. Okay, so can we say that now using IAM, you can control the entire AWS by giving the proper permissions for the IAM users? Can you control it? Who can do what? We can control it? Yes. So I'll write it here. You can control the entire, you can control the entire AWS, right? Using IAM by providing proper permissions to the IAM user. So if he want to access my account, so definitely we need to create an IAM user for him. Correct, Chiti? Okay. Getting it slowly, aram se? Smooth as butter. Okay. So as I said, we have two types of users. You can call it as users or you can call it as accounts. What are the two types of users and accounts? Yes, there are two types of account. So one is a root account. Another one is IAM user or IAM account. Now, what is the difference between root account and IAM user or root user or IAM user? Root user is a super user. That means he has full control. IAM user, only limited permissions. Very good. So root user has full permissions. Root user has full permissions, right? So can I call it as he's a super user? Whereas this IAM user has only limited permissions. Very good. Now tell me, how do I log into the root account? Guys, now, and by the way, when I'm talking about this, what we need to do is we all need to go and do the practicals, hands-on, we need to do it right on the console. So that meaning now in our course, everyone has to have their own root accounts. So everyone, what you need to do, you need to go and sign up to the AWS console. What you need to do? Sign up to the AWS console. This is today's first task for you. So by the time tomorrow you come, what you need to do is you need to sign up to the AWS console. I'll show you how to sign up. It's very easy. You are signing up to Whatever websites you don't know, you're signing up there. Now, if I ask you to sign up AWS, AWS sign up. How do I do, sir? Tell me. Huh? So it's very, those who already have, guys, how many years are free? 1 year. So those who are having already the AWS accounts, make sure that you have that below 1 year. If you have the AWS account already, which is going more than 1 year, better you can create a new account because you will not come under the free tier. Okay, nice. So now it's very easy. Go to Google and just type as AWS console sign up. Bus, they will ask you, right? They will ask you, guys, they will ask you your first name, last name, all your information about your personal information, except what is your girlfriend's name and all. They don't ask, but right. So they'll give all this information and then they'll ask you credit card details. What an expressions, yeah. Sir, till now everything was smooth. Everything smooth as butter. Now you're putting bomb. No credit, sir. I don't have what, sir? Credit cards. Yeah. So guys, remember, see, no problem. You can use credit card or debit card. Both you can be used. And AWS will charge you only 2 rupees. How many? 2 rupees. Again, they'll credit back to you. But don't raise a police complaint if they don't they don't revert that 2 rupees. Okay. So what you have to do is you need to go and sign up to the AWS console and give proper details. Don't fake it. That is your career, right? So don't fake it. Give the proper information, proper credit card or debit card details, right? And proper your address and all, and then sign up to the AWS console. So don't worry, Chiti, don't worry, you will not get any bills. Don't worry, you will not get the bills unless if you follow me. But if you are a sugar patient, it's hard. So when I say do this, touch this, click this, don't click this. So you need to click only what I'm saying. You need to do what I'm saying. So do not go and explore by yourself, like clicking that, this, and then sir told to select this, but what will happen if I select that? So nothing will happen, but you will get this much big bill. But I have been teaching thousands of students, but no one has got the bill till now. If at all you get the bill, 50, 100 maximum. That too, some services are chargeable. We will not leave those, but we will be still doing the practicals. For that, it will be charged. For rest, you will not get any charge. Okay, just follow my instructions. Okay, Chiti, is that clear, everyone? So there is no harm in setting up the AWS console. Without this AWS console, we cannot do the practicals. Without hands-on practicals, you cannot call it as AWS engineers, right? So by the time you come tomorrow, please come with your AWS sign-up console. Okay, good. So now, Chiti, you are signing up. You're signing up to the AWS console using what? Using email ID only, no? Using email ID only will be signing up. Okay. Now you sign up to the AWS console. That meaning the one which you're signing up is a root account or IAM account? Root account only. Did I told you to create an IAM account? Don't worry about that at all. When we go to IAM section deeper, we'll go and create it, but not now. So what is your job is only to create a root account. So when you go and sign up, by default, that will be a root account only. When you go and sign up with the email ID and password, that will be a root account. And this is one hint. When you are logging in with the email ID and password, consider that is a root account. When we go deeper, we'll go and create an IAM user. How do we create IAM user? See, I create an IAM user called Apurva, Karthik, Ramya, Shashi, Damu, like this. Did I create it in apurva@gmail.com, Karthik@hotmail.com? Did I create it? No. So if you are just logging with the username and password, that is an IAM user. Do you see this? Here it is, you're logging with email ID and password. Here you're logging with username and password. Both are different, right? So here you log in, not here, log in with, so guys, you are logging with email ID. If you are logging with email ID and password, that is the root account. If you are logging in with username as password, yeah, username and password, that is a IAM account. Okay, Chiti? RuPay cards might not work sometimes. Thanks for reminding. Master, Visa, whichever it is, you can use it. So please don't try with RuPay cards. RuPay cards might not work sometimes. Okay. So, Chiti, the person who provides the credit card or debit card details is a root user or IAM user? Root user only. Correct? That's how you identify the root user. I understand, but that's a good question, yeah? There is a question here, like I signed up when I was in India. That's why it detected 2 rupees. Yeah, RuPay cards will work sometimes, but you'll have some issues. But generally from international, those who are signing up from the AWS, from the US or Europe, not sure, like I have never tried it. It will be 2 rupees, that in that dollar also 0.0000 cents will be there. Simple. Few cents will be there. Okay. So the person who provides the card details, he or she will be the root user. Okay. And the user who is using from this account is called IAM user. So I wrote this just to make sure that the difference between your root user and then IAM user. So do you all agree? So what is a parent account? Our parent account is nothing but root account. Parent account is nothing but the root. And what are the child accounts called? Simple. So you can create multiple IAM users. How many IAM users you can create? Multiple you can create. IAM user 1, user 2, like hundreds of IAM users you can create. 2, 3, 4, like this you can create. So can I say all in all, IAM is used to is an access control on AWS resources? Can we say this, Chiti? What is IAM? IAM is a access control for your AWS resources. Yes. Okay. Now, one question for you here. You need to answer it correctly, guys. See, we have created IAM users, kada? Apurva, Karthik, Ramya, Shashi, and Damu. We created. Now tell me, in this, who has permissions to launch an EC2 instance? Option A, Apurva. Option B, Damu. Option C, Apurva and Damu. And option D, none. So here answer is C. So Apurva has permissions. EC2, he has full permissions, he can do it. Guys, Damu is admin. That meaning he has permission for all the services. Right? This is how the certification questions will be. So in AWS, right, when you got excited, don't select the wrong answer saying that only Apurva. No, it's not only Apurva, it's Apurva and Damu. So you need to read the question properly and understand the answers, and then you have to answer it. You understood here? No doubt, no? So admin has full permissions. Now there is a question, sir, admin and root account, both are same or not? So guys, here, Damu has full permission as root account only, except billing. Except billing. So does Damu should have the access to the credit card details, billings and all as an admin? No, I don't give. If required, can I give the permissions? Yes, I can give. But generally, he will not have access. That's the main difference. Is this clear till here, everyone? Getting it? Okay. Yeah, Krishna. So Krishna is saying that by God grace, none of the above options should not be there in any question. So yeah, okay. Now you all understood about IAM. Okay, now Chiti. In company, I told you there will be one root account. If that is small company, that is okay, Chiti. If you have a big company where you have separate departments, will one account will be sufficient? No, right? If it is sufficient also, let's say this department is DevOps department, this is admin department, and this is security department. So I have different departments. So as a manager, can I able to create IAM users of hundreds of IAM users and give the permission for hundreds of IAM users? Is it possible for me to handle all these different departments with single account? No. So initially, when AWS was new, or for few years, we were using, I was also there. I was handling this. Latestly, AWS came up with one service called organizations. What is that? Organizations. Organizations. So what is this organizations? So here you have a company. Root account is there as normal. Root account is there. So in the company, we might be having different departments. So one, two. So what are those departments? I call it as, yes, we can call Akash, but we should not use the terminology. Parent account, child user, don't use that wordings. Okay, call purely as root account, IAM account, simple. So let's say this is DevOps team, and this is developers team. This is admin team. This is, yes, correct, Akhil, security team. So guys, so see here, we have one company account, that is root account. Inside this, I have so many departments. So is it possible for me to handle all these departments with one root account? Answer is no. So for that reason, AWS came up with a service called organizations. So what this organization will do is it will help to manage multiple root accounts. It will help to manage multiple root accounts. Now, can I say that, hey, DevOps team, please handle your own root account? Can I say it? Yes. So DevOps can have their own root account. Developer can have their own root account, and every department can have their root account, and they can manage by themselves. And finally, at end of the day, all their billings will come to where? To the main account. So can I call this as a management account? Yes, this is a management account. And guys, the bottom ones, we call it as member accounts. What is that called? Member accounts. Management account and member accounts. So all these member accounts. So all you have root accounts. So what I do, you will be joining to my organization. Your all root accounts will be joining to my organization. So can I control all your root accounts? Yes. Now tell me, even though DevOps having root account, from a management account, can I control saying that, hey, you should have access only to IAM? I can control it because they are in my organizations. Even though they have the root account, I can control that root account by giving only certain policies. So for these people, for developers, I'll give access to only Lambda. For admin, I'll give full access. For security, I'll give access to Route 53, for example. Can I control this like this? Yes, you can control this using something called SCP, Service Control Policy. Service Control Policies. Can I control it, guys? Using, how do I control? Using Service Control, SCP. What is that? SCP, Service Control Policies. So end of the day, you will get one bill. Yes, you will get only how many bills? So they'll all have their own bills. But end of the day, who will be paying that bill? Management account. So like this, if you have multiple root accounts, you can manage this using organizations. I'm asking you to set up one root account. If you want to do the practicals on organizations, I will ask you to set up 3-4 accounts. Will you able to do it? So for that reason, we'll talk about the logics on organization, right? But I'll show you how to do it. But implementation part, if we have multiple root accounts, we can. But again, there will be issue with the charge here. There will be a bill. Sir, are we saving these notes so that we can refer this? Yes. Thanks for, yes. Chitty, is this clear? Organizations. What is organizations? If someone asks organizations, what do you say? Organizations handles or controls multiple root accounts. Clear? Any questions still here? Everyone, CC? Super. SCP, Service Control Policies. So there is a question like this. Management account will control the member account using what? SCP. What is SCP? Service Control Policy. How are we giving permissions to the IAM users? Apurva has permissions only to EC2, right? Karthik has permission only to S3. The same way, for this root account, we can say that you should have permission only for this. We can control it, even though it is a root account. Good. Now, see here. Let's say we have an EC2 instance here. Okay, this is a EC2 instance, which has 2 GB RAM with one CPU. So now, guys, now I have this EC2 instance. Listen this carefully. What I did, I got a requirement from customer saying that, hey, set up something. And what I did, I went and launched the EC2 instance. I set up it. And then people started accessing that EC2 instance. How much GB RAM it has? 2 GB RAM. I left home. In the midnight, lot of people started accessing my EC2 instance. Or this EC2 instance got loaded. Tell me, if so many people started accessing this EC2 instance, what will happen? What will happen? It will hang or it will crash, correct? So at that time, this EC2 instance will send a suicide letter to the admin saying that, Are wo howle admin, comma, you have set up me yesterday by giving only 2 GB RAM. Someone started accessing someone started accessing the application and my BP, blood pressure, sugar levels gone high. And no one is there near to me. And finally, I cannot handle it. I'm dying. Itlu Sravani Subramanyam. So yours sincerely, EC2 instance. So now this message will send to the admin. Can I say this is the notification? So if you want these resources to send a notification, which is the service is used to send notification? SNS. Excellent. What is that? SNS. Now understood what is SNS is used for? SNS is used to send the notifications. Okay, that is fine. Okay, guys, that's fine. But someone should be there to monitor, no? The doctor should be there to monitor the BP levels and sugar levels. But in AWS, we should also monitor our resources. We should monitor our EC2 instance. We should monitor our load balancer. We should monitor our RDS instance. We should monitor our S3. Everything should be getting monitored, no? And which is the service in AWS is used to monitor it? That is called Cloud Watch. What is that? Cloud Watch. Cloud Watch. The name itself says that Cloud Watch. It is watching it. Cloud Watch. So this Cloud Watch is, can I say that Cloud Watch is used to monitor our AWS resources? Yes. Chiti, Cloud Watch will monitor only EC2 instance? No. Cloud Watch will monitor all AWS services. CloudWatch is not specific to only one service. CloudWatch is for all AWS services. It can monitor ELB, S3, load balance, whatnot, everything it will monitor. So I'll write it here. So CloudWatch. So CloudWatch is used to monitor all AWS resources. That meaning what are all those resources? ELB, S3, RDS, EC2, etc. like this. Really bad. LB, S3, RDS. Like this. Okay. Now, so Chiti, if you want to wake up early morning, what is used to wake up? Alarm. Correct, no? So what do? You take your alarm and then you put exactly at 5 o'clock, for example. Okay. You'll put the alarm at 5 o'clock. Is it watch is doing the work or alarm is doing the work? Alarm is doing the work. Correct? So you put the alarm at 5 o'clock. And will it snooze? Will it ring at 4 o'clock? No. Will it ring at 4:30, 4:45, 4:59? Exactly at 5 o'clock, it will ring. Because that is the threshold value. That is the value that you have set. That is the value that you have set. Correct? At that time, at 5 o'clock, it will start ringing it. The same way here also in CloudWatch, CloudWatch is just a service name. But who is the worker of CloudWatch? Alarm. What is that? Alarm. Here also, what do we create? We create alarms. We create alarms. So now, for this EC2 instance, I'm taking an example. For this EC2 instance, CloudWatch is the guy who will be monitoring it, correct? CloudWatch is just a service. Who is the guy who will be monitoring it? Alarm. So can I go and create an alarm? Yes, I can create an alarm. So I am going and creating an alarm, but I need to give the value, no? Right? So here, can I say that, hey, if the CPU utilization, can I take CPU as a matrix? You can take CPU as a metric. If you want to check your body checkup, they will check you with your BP. They can check you either with BP, they can check you either with your blood, they can check you with something else, right? Same way for the EC2 instance also, you have so many metrics. With the CPU, can I say that if CPU is going greater than 90%, can I set an alarm for this? Yes. you can set an alarm like this. If the CPU utilization is going greater than 90%, what you should do? Get notified. Get notified to whom? To the admin. So who is the guy who will be notifying it? Which service is that? SNS. So SNS is a service will send a notification to the admins. So it can send a notification using email ID also or SMS also. There is a full form of SNS. Everyone knows that. What is the full form of SNS? Huh? Set up a simple notification service. Everything will start with simple and with service. Simple notification service. So guys, if I ask you a question, in CloudWatch, what do we create? Alarms. So using what? Using metrics. Can you give me a few examples? CPU is a metric. Memory is a metric. You can check the disk status. You can check the network status. You can check the number of requests, etc. Based on these metrics, you can create alarms. So I'll write here. One alarm, one instance. Pankaj. So in CloudWatch, we create alarms to monitor AWS resources. So you create alarms only for EC2 instance? No, you can create alarms for all AWS resources. So guys, can I say CloudWatch is used to monitor the performance of the AWS resources? Yes, CloudWatch monitors the performance. CloudWatch monitors the performance. CloudWatch monitors the performance. Okay, now in CloudWatch, we have two types of monitoring. How many types of monitorings are there? Two types. This is a certification question. There are two types of monitoring. Number one, no, CloudWatch will, Aditya, CloudWatch will trigger SNS and SNS will trigger the emails and SMS messages to your mobiles or emails to us. Yes. Okay. So there are two types of monitoring. Number one, we call it as basic monitoring. And number two, we call it as detailed monitoring. I was saying multiple times, Pankaj. Resources meaning instance only. That is a question. Resources meaning only instance. AWS resources meaning only the instance? No. It's all AWS resources. CloudWatch is not specific to only EC2 instance. CloudWatch is for entire AWS. So there are two types of monitoring, GT. What are those? Everyone write it. Basic monitoring and detailed monitoring. So what is this basic monitoring? Basic monitoring meaning you will get the data points every 5 minutes. I'll talk about this, which is free. And whereas here you will get the data points every 1 minute, which is billable. Guys, Pakka certification question. So there are two types of monitoring: basic monitoring and detailed monitoring. Guys, if you want to see in your laptops also, can you monitor? Can you see your CPU utilization? Yes. How does the CPU utilization look like? Can it look like this? CPU utilization looks like this, guys. Yes or no? It will be like this, correct? So here, if you take the basic monitoring, you will get the data points every 5 minutes. Now, EC2 will give the CPU utilization levels as exactly at 7.5. 7.5 is 70% CPU utilization. What is the next data point when you get? After 5 minutes, you will get. That meaning at what time? 7:10 you will get. Next one, 7:15, 20, 25, 30, like this. Every 5 minutes, you will get the data. CPU utilization data. Based on? Yes. Right? So here, suppose 6 o'clock, and then 6:05, 6:10, 6:15, 6:20, like this. So every 5 minutes, you will get the data points. Guys, whereas for detail monitoring, you will get the data points for every minute. So 6:01, 6:02, 6:03, 6:04, like this, every 1 minute. So which one is the default one? Default one is basic. Which one is default one, guys? Basic. So AWS will provide you by default which monitoring? Basic monitoring. What is the data point? What is the time interval? Every 5 minutes you will get it. And if you want to monitor the EC2 instance every 1 minute, you want to monitor the EC2 instance CPU utilization, which is the monitoring that you should be using it? Detail monitoring. Is it free or charged? It's charged. Is it clear? Getting it? Super. So with CloudWatch, can you monitor applications also? Yes. With CloudWatch, you can monitor applications also. Okay, good. Everyone understood what is CloudWatch? Clear, CC? Everyone clear? It is just monitoring purpose. If you went out for a trip, how your parents monitor you? Same way, this is a guy who will be monitoring it. Yes, we have a dashboard for that. Yes. When we go to CloudWatch in detail, we'll talk about dashboards and all. Okay, ma? Okay, now there is something called Cloud Trail. What is that, everyone? Say that. Cloud Trail. CloudWatch, see here. Guys, everyone concentrate. Cloud Trail, what is that? Cloud Trail. What is this Cloud Trail? Guys, whatever is happening in the AWS environment, in our account, everything is getting recorded or tracked in which service? Cloud Trail. Someone did something, pusuk, that will get recorded there. Someone did something, that will get recorded. Someone launched an EC2 instance, recorded. Someone created an SC bucket, recorded. Someone deleted something, recorded. Everything, whatever you do in AWS environment, which is the service where it will record? Cloud Trail. It is also used for monitoring purpose only. It is for security purpose. Yes, this is a security service. So Cloud Trail monitors entire AWS environment. It monitors the entire environment. No. EventBridge is different. So this is used for, it records, it is used for tracking purpose, it monitors, it tracks, and it used for auditing purpose, right? And it collects the logs, etc., everything it will do. So if you want to, guys, it's just like event logger. Do you know event logger? Guys, in your laptop, there is something called event viewer. Do you see event viewer in a laptop? Event viewer. So what does that event viewer does? Whatever you do in your laptop, everything get recorded over there. All events will be recorded over there. Same way in AWS, which is a service, everything will get recorded. Cloud Trail. Cloud Trail. Guys, similarly, there is something called config. What is that? Config. Now tell me, you have the, let's say for an example, for EC2 instance, you have 2 GB RAM. Someone has scaled up from 2 GB to 8 GB. Example. Tell me, CloudWatch can observe that? CloudWatch can notify that? CloudWatch will not handle that. And then CloudTrail, this modification is recorded in CloudTrail? Yes. But just imagine how many people will be in your account. You might be have hundreds of IAM users. Every IAM user will be going and creating many things. So we have so many records in CloudTrail. Is it easy for you to go and find out who did this? It's hard. You can get it. It's hard. But there is a separate service called config, which is used to monitor the changes of the AWS resources. Got it? So config is used for what? It monitors the changes. Monitor the changes. Okay. So here you've learned three things. What are those? CloudWatch, CloudTrail, config. CloudWatch is what? It is to monitor the AWS resources. CloudTrail is used for what? To track, it records all the entire AWS environment. And then config is used for what? It monitors the changes. It monitors the changes. And there is also a few security services, which is called AWS Inspector. What is that? These are all chumma things. What does the inspector will do? I don't know, sir. I never been into police station. What does the inspector do? He also monitor. He also monitor your place. So we have the police department. What they do is officers, they do the patrolling, right? And then they monitor, they make sure that thieves are not entered. They make sure that robbery is not happening. Same thing here also. We have something called AWS Inspector. What this AWS Inspector will do? Again, it is used for security purpose. Anything fishy is happening in your account. Anyone is hacking. Anyone is doing something else which is not correct. All these things will be handled by inspector. And also, and and also, guys, generally, when we are in low conditions, sometimes there are few friends will be there, which will give you free advices. Yes or no? There will be from friends, they'll give free advices. It is just mouth, no? They'll give free advices. Macha, you do, Macha, this will be good. In this case, you should be that. They'll give free advices. In AWS also, AWS will also, there is something called trusted advisor. What is that? This is also a service which gives you advices. Macha, why you're launching 8 GB machine? Go with the 4 GB, no? Money, lot of money getting wasted. And what is the protocol to use to connect to Linux machines? What's the protocol is used to connect to the Linux machines? Protocol. SSH. What is the protocol used to connect to Windows machines? So don't get confused with EFS, FX. They're all services, Mabu, right? I'm asking about protocols. In our starting days, as a basics, we have learned, no. To connect to the Windows machines, we need RDP. To connect to your Linux machines, we need SSH. Correct? Okay, now you have EC2 instance. You need to do, will you give access to everyone in the world to log into that your EC2 instance? Will you give access to everyone to log into your EC2 instance? No. Pusuk, if you have given it. This trusted advisor is a guy will advise you the Macha. See, your EC2 instance is exposed to public. Please take care. So these kind of advices will be given by the trusted advisor. He will give you 5 or 10 advices free. After that, they'll charge. Okay, they'll charge. You got this? You got the difference between CloudWatch, CloudTrail, and config, everyone? All good? Or you want me to give some example? No. No need, no? Okay. Is this clear on these three things? CloudWatch, CloudTrail, and config. Okay, nice. So you don't want that example. Good. So now, guys, we have something called AWS support. Chitty, what is that? AWS support. So something is not working in your, let's say, for example, you have internet issue in your home. What do? You'll raise a complaint. You'll raise a complaint to the ISP provider, Airtel or Jio, right? And then you don't have power. You raise a complaint with. So for each and every thing, there is a support team. So if you have any issues with the AWS, that is not working, this is not working, you want any suggestion, you want to do something there is something called AWS support, nothing but customer service. So we have different types of supports we have. So we call it as basic support, developer support, business support, enterprise support. Basic support, developer support, business support, and enterprise support. So Chitty, I told you to go and set up AWS account, correct? Yes or no? So in that AWS account, they will ask you, there is a question, do we need to enable CloudWatch? CloudWatch, you have to do it by everything by yourself. CloudTrade will be enabled by default. Config, again, we have to do it. And yeah, so when you're creating your AWS account, it will ask which type of support that you want to take it. Guys, go with basic support, which is free. Which is free. If you go and push select developer support, they'll charge you $100. Let's say you have supports, enterprise support, they'll charge you $15,000. So while selecting the support, which is the support that you should select? Basic support, which is it will clearly show it is a free support. It's a free thing. Understood? Nice. What is the difference? What is the difference between basic support, developer support, business support, enterprise support? It is all about SLA. SLA meaning what? Service level agreement. What is that? Service level agreement. So it's like VIP section. Who is a VIP here? Out of all these 4 support, who is a VIP? VVVIP is enterprise support, right? So if you go and if you are an enterprise support, if you have enterprise support, if you ask anything to AWS, Babu, this is not working. Yes, sir, present, sir. Within 15 minutes, they'll resolve it. That is, so you have 15 minutes SLA there. If you go for basic support, if you go and ask any question to any AWS support team saying that, hey, I have this problem. If you have basic support, he'll go to home, have a nice lunch, he'll sleep, he'll come back, he'll do ending. And if he feels to open the ticket, he open it. If he finds you, he'll reply. Otherwise, he don't reply. So basically, it is a basic support. It'll take 1 or 2 days to get reply. So they don't immediately respond. But generally, they'll respond immediately. Is it clear? Is it clear, ma? Okay, here, guys. So now, guys, whatever the services, we have discussed so many services till now, correct? All are core services which are commonly used via the companies, across the companies. So these are all the services that will be covering it. And now, are you ready to see the console? How does it look like? See. I'll show you the console, everyone. Right? Ready? Steady? Okay. So I'll put this. So I would like to put this in. Don't panic. Don't panic. So why did I why did I put this slide that I said not to panic? So guys, and I should say congratulations to your eyes that you are seeing the first console of AWS. This is how it looks like in our starting days when I was working new and when the AWS was new. Now tell me here, yes or no, what are the services that we have known till now? Hold on. Yes, tell me yes. EC2, Lambda, S3, Storage Gateway, Glacier, CloudFront, RDS, DynamoDB, Elasticache, Redshift, VPC, Direct Connect, Route 53, Directory Services. We'll talk. IAM, Trusted Advisor, CloudTrail, Config, CloudWatch, Beanstalk. Like this, we have so many, right? We have so many. SNS we have seen, SCS, SQS is related to queues. So guys, we have seen most of the things here. We know most of the things. I was also very happy that, okay, I know most of the services. I just need to go and learn only 3 or 4 services left. I'm done with AWS. Super. Later, do you see all color, different colors? Everything was good, no? You know, later the console was changed to this one. Do you see? It doesn't have any colors. What I thought was like, oh, there is no color. No problem. They just removed the colors. Latestly, they have the console like this. I was still okay. They removed the colors, but I have identified one thing here. Do you see the scroll bar here? Huh? So as AWS want to stand number 1 in the market, for that reason, he is giving you more and more services. So many services. Question here is, do you really want to know all the services, whatever is there in AWS? You'll go mad. First one, right? And then those who are working in AWS company also doesn't know about the next service. They know only few services. No one in the world know all the services here. So please keep this in mind. Whichever are the core services which are used across the companies, and also whichever the services which is used for solution architect, that will be covering it. So we are not here to learn about, are we here to learn about IoT? We are not here to learn about satellites, blockchain, robotics. No, we are not here to learn all these things. We are here to learn the core services which are used across the companies. Okay, whenever you go and see these AWS services, do not panic that you need to learn all these things. No need. Therefore, for admin related things, these are all the things. For developer related things, you remember in the initial days, I told you that we will be covering 70%. So the rest of the few percentage, there are some other services will be there. If you are a developer, you should know that service is also extra, right? If you are saying you are a developer, you should know the coding. Coding related services will also be there. So you need to put little bit more effort. And if you are an admin, there will be admin related topics also there, little bit extra. But what is the thing that we are covering? Architect. So architect covers everything, most of the thing. But if you want to be a developer, if you are an admin separately, little bit more services that you need to cover, and that will be very easy for you. Once you learn all these things, this will be very easy. Okay, Chitti? Okay, now we have done the overview. How is it? Superb, no? Now you got confidence. Without going into the AWS, you have seen so many services now. Okay, now Fatak, if I ask you, what is RDS used for? What is EFS? Source shared storage. How we are able to say all these things? That is the power of overview and theory. And interviewers will be asking you these questions. Interviewer will not open the console and say that launch EC2 instance. If you want to crack certification and interviews, this is how we should go. And after this, we will be going into this. So now we have seen all these services. Tell me from tomorrow, which is the first service that we need to take and do the deep dive. So many people will get confused like here, and every trainers will do the same mistake. We are not talking about EC2. First of all, you need to set up your account and make your account secure. So it is related to accounts. That meaning which service we need to talk about? Which service is that? Which is the service which is talking about the accounts, users and all? IAM. What is that? IAM. So first we'll be taking IAM, right? By that tomorrow you come by setting up your AWS console, sign up console. And from tomorrow, we'll go and do the deep dive for IAM first. We learn IAM theoretical topics. Once we did the IAM theoretical topics, and then we'll do the practicals on IAM. Once we are good at logics, practicals will be very easy. You no need to by heart. The concept of my classes is no need to by heart. Everything should get as per the logic. If you know the logics, you can survive anywhere. If you go by hearting, batti, not good. Okay, so correct. 1 USD, yeah, good, because you are an NRI, bro. Okay. Okay, good, excellent. So tomorrow onwards, okay, there is a, guys, this is a PPT where, yes, correct. Do you see this? How to sign up? Guys, go to Google and just type AWS sign up console. Or if you want to put at the end free, put. And do you see this here? Free AWS tier. And do you see this here? Create a free account. Click on it. So I'm just putting this URL. Those who are asking it, take this URL. Okay. So if you go through that URL, you will be asking like this. Pavanveer, yes, boss, we will be doing that. We will check that. Okay, we'll check that. So, and do you see this? And you will get the information like this. See, it will ask like this. Create AWS account. So you'll give the email ID, password, confirm password, AWS account name. You can give any name, right? And then it will ask like this. Is it professional or personal? So select personal and provide all the details normally. And it will ask for credit card or debit card details. Give your proper debit card details and give the numbers all. And it will ask for the OTP and all. Done. And then finish it. Plus, this is how you, this is what you need to do. Simple. And don't go here and there. Don't create IAM user, nothing. I'm here to do everything. Okay. The only task that you should do by tomorrow, before the class is sign up to the AWS console. That's it. Keep it ready. Okay. Super. Can I give the final CC for today? Sorry, I took 2 minutes extra. Yes, we'll do that, Akhil. Excellent. So that is all, guys, for today. And I'll see you tomorrow with the next important topic. Until then, take care. Bye-bye. Have a nice day and good night.